A podcast producer is somebody who, at the most basic level, is the audio engineer for an episode.
We're not just audio producers, we're video producers, we're content curators.
Figuring out who's going to be the talent, getting to know them a little better.
We set up the studio with the microphones, we record the audio, we produce and master the audio.
We're also kind of in charge of making talent sound good. Not that talent doesn't sound good on their own, but cutting out any, pauses or correcting any miscommunications or anything that they may want cut.
We help the hosts organize their thoughts, organize storyboard episodes. We kind of help them put all their crazy thoughts from their head down on the paper and then eventually onto audio and video.
And we also help with titling of the podcast episodes and descriptions of those, finding the correct hashtags that will get their podcast in front of maybe a new audience or target the audience that they're trying to reach.
The producer-client relationship is kind of a growing experience to where one feeds off the other one, whether it be ideas, certain things that they want to do, and if it's feasible to do it.
At its smallest point is I am the best friend of whoever the client is. They trust me to record their audio, to produce their audio, and put it out.
It's a lot of trust. The clients are entrusting us to get their messaging out there or reach the audience that they're trying to reach.
A producer-client relationship here looks like your best friend in school that you just can't wait to go to school because you gotta talk to them, you gotta tell them about something that happened in your life.
Everybody's a little bit different, but everybody's a little bit fun too.
So we're a part of the process from the very beginning. You have to go through and help them pick out their music. How long is your podcast going to be? How frequently are you going to produce that?
Getting the right guests on their shows, finding things for them to produce and put on social media, I think can help bring that content to life better.
The information's already inside the client's head or their guest's head, so we just gotta facilitate getting that out so that people can hear it.
The producers are the ones working with the audio, and so we get a first view at anything that could be wrong or that could just be smoothed over.
And then when you add video onto that, there's another element, making sure that the lighting looks good, making sure that everything's hooked up correctly, making sure that their set design looks how they want it to.
You got to point out the details and the process that it would take to get to it as well. When you do that, you can come up with a product or a visual experience that the listener or the viewer will enjoy.
From a creative standpoint, there's a set design if it's a video podcast, just general purpose design, maybe an art for their logo or some other things like that. The collaboration is me just setting it up and them knocking the pins down.
The challenges producers can expect to face are unexpected.
Aside from the every once in a while, and this happens everywhere, the technical issue, sometimes something just doesn't work right. Aside from that, it's mostly time.
Because you want to get the podcast done as quickly as you can get it done, and you want to get it out to the listener on the normal times that they would expect it to be out.
Everybody's busy, everybody has things that they have to do depending on what field of work you're in, so getting people in at the times that will work for them and making sure that their producer is available.
Guest curation isn't the easiest thing in the world. You think it'd be easy to just call up and say, hey, can you be on my podcast? It's fun, but it can be a challenge.
You are working with digital media, and so sometimes those things can get corrupted, and in those instances, there's not necessarily anything you can do other than you have to let the client know that they're probably going to have to re-record. But there aren't very many challenges, I'll say that.